good afternoon, everyone. Good day. If ano oras mo dyan ginaganta. We are the ninth reporters, and our group is called Startup Group. And our group is consists of four people, which is John Kyle, Adrian, Myra E, and Japheth. So, here in this, kita mo dyan yung mga tagline namin, kung ano na yung favorite namin hambal. So, our topic is all about system security and audit. This is a chapter 10 sa system analysis and design na report. So, our objectives in having this report is to discuss the objectives and methods of a system audit. And number two, explain the importance of security. Number three, to identify the classification of control measures. And lastly, to determine the steps in conducting the risk analysis and management.
System audit. System audit is an investigation to review the performance of an operational system. The objectives of conducting a system audit are as follows. First, to compare actual and planned performance. Second, to verify that the stated objectives of systems are still valid in current environment. Third, to evaluate the achievement of stated objects. Fourth, to ensure the reliability of computer-based, financial, and other information. Fifth is to ensure all records included while processing. And lastly, to ensure protection from fraud. System audits work means examining the key organizational systems, practices, procedures, and controls supporting efficiency, such as performance, measurement, and reporting system, costing system, and management system for benchmarking organizational performance. Audit of computer system usage. Data processing auditors audit the usage of computer system in order to control it. The auditor needs control data which is obtained by computer system itself.
Yes. And next is the system auditor. The role of the auditor begins at the initial stage of system development so that the resulting system is secure. It is described an idea of utilization of system that can be recorded, which helps in load planning and deciding on hardware and software specification.
System auditor, in general, system auditors evaluate the authorization, accuracy, completeness, and timeliness of transactions, processing and controls in business systems, review application systems and business procedures to determine if they are achieving business objectives.
We also have this audit trial. Audit trials are used to, used to do detailed tracing of how data on a system has changed. It provides documentary evidence of various control techniques that that a transaction is subject to during its processing. Audit trials do not exist independently. They are carried out as part of accounting of recovering lost transactions.
In audit trial, a step-by-step record by which accounting, trade details, or other financial data can be traced to their source. Audit trials are used to verify and track many types of transactions, including accounting transactions and trades and brokerage accounts.
Audit methods. Next, we're going to go with audit methods, which has two parts. The first one is auditing around the computer, and the other one is auditing through the computer. First, we're going to discuss about auditing around computer. Auditing around computer takes input and manually apply processing rules and comparing output with computer outputs.
Auditing around the computer is one of the methods of evaluating a client's computer controls. Fixed source documents randomly analysis testing.
Next is auditing through computer. Establish audit trial, which allows examining selected intermediate results and controls total provide intermediate checks.
Auditing around the computer is when the audit team doesn't inspect IT system controls. Instead, they obtain source documentation from systems such as system reports and compare that information to the financial statements.
Now we're going to go with security.
System security refers to protecting the system from thieves, unauthorized access and modifications, and accidental or unintentional damage. In computerized systems, security involves protecting all the parts of computer systems, which includes data, software, and hardware. System security includes system privacy and systems integrity.
Siyempre, hindi lang tayo kailangang audit lang and storing, saving the data that we have. We also need to secure everything in our system. This security has two parts, two types of security, I mean. Number one is system privacy and system integrity. First, we have system privacy. Deals with protecting individual system for being accessed and used without permission or knowledge of the concerned individuals.
Next is system integrity. System integrity is concerned with the quality and reliability of raw as well as processed data in the system.
Yes.
Right.
Next is control measure. There are a variety of control measures which can be broadly classified as follows: backup, physical access control to facility, and using logical or software control.
Risk analysis. A risk is a possibility of losing something of value. Risk analysis starts with planning for secure system by identifying the vulnerability of system and impact of this. The plan is then made to manage the risk and cope with disaster. It is done to assess the probability of possible disaster and their cost.
In doing risk analysis, we have here, wait lang, nag-blur? Ano ba? Oh, wait. So, sorry. Pardon me. Wait a minute. Just continue the video. In doing this risk analysis, we have here the steps to be followed while conducting risk analysis. Yeah. Number one is identification of all the components of computer system. We need to identify all the components of computer system. Number two is to identification of all the threats and hazard that each of the components faces. Number three, quantify risk. Example, assessment of loss in the case of threats becoming reality. Sorry. Here we have the table. Yeah. To identify the safety bundles. So kanina meron tayong words lang. Pero dito we have the table on how we are going to do it. First, we have to identify the hazard identification. Next is the scenarios and analysis. And split, like we have this livelihood and the consequences, and then we need to find the risk. All right. And